Okay, let me check the YouTube here. Okay, we are starting. And we are live. Hello, good evening. Oh, maybe we're live. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Republic News. I'm your hostess, Liviana. Tonight we are representing PNAC Gasoline Incorporated, over 1 million slain. So, and we will not be probably will not be talking about the PNAC in this discussion, although it's not off topic. I mean, if it comes up, it comes up, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So, I have with me a couple of guests already. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves, please go right ahead.
Well, I might as well introduce myself. I'm in Aerospace. I'm a student at the Universidad Complutense de Madrid, studying a history degree. And well, I'm an amateur student of World War I, World War II stuff. So if there's any discussion you want about those two subjects, I'm always free up to debate. Yep.
Yeah, that was me. Okay. Hey, this is Alex Tinsley, also known as Anime Mon.
Brothers in Arms. Oh, well. Well, besides that, oh,
Yeah. I was able to hear you. I just was gonna interrupt. My gaming experience is I was born in 1986. I was raised with an NES as my first system. Then, so I've also played PC a bit as well. I remember the original Wolfenstein 3D, eventually getting both Doom and Duke Nukem 3D.
I love you now, man.
But overall, I play a large variety of games. I like, say, the Metal Gear Solid series, which does a third-person view at times, but does have some first-person options in some of the later games. I also really enjoy, though I'm probably going to replay Skyrim again soon.
Yeah, I was saying I haven't played, and I don't play a lot of PS first-person shooter type games, but I did play the original Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein that I played briefly about a decade ago. And we do have a shooter mode in Star Trek Online, but it's not exclusive and you don't have to use it at all. Some people do, and sometimes I do, but not often. My brother, him earlier this year, when I was trying to find out if he could remember the name of, it might have been late last year, I don't remember now, if he could remember the name of one of the games that he used to have on Atari. And he said he still has all those games, and he still has his old Atari. And he does still game, but he does some kind of first-person shooter now. And like I said, I don't remember if it were Call of Duty or Band of Brothers or what. I know it was something like that. I just don't remember. So, yeah.
There's an MMO that was around late aughts. Okay, it's basically a spin-off of the Phantasy Star Online game that was on the Dreamcast called Phantasy Star Universe. It had an option in that to do first-person view with firearms as well. But for the most part, it is a third-person run around hack and slash type of MMORPG.
Yeah, I think most people in Star Trek Online probably do use the third-person perspective, which is from behind the character, as you're moving. And because you use the mouse to move, you hold those keys down or whatever, you can be a little above, a little lower, not too much lower, or directly behind. So that's an option. But we do, I do use the shooter mode occasionally, but not very often because it doesn't really add anything.
Well, one interesting thing about the Phantasy Star Universe game was the reasoning why they included a first-person option. It wasn't solely for aiming, which the reason for that would be for like larger bosses when you have to deal with them flying off into the sky, but still have to fight them. But they also gave you a special type of goggle aspect where you could scan items to see, oh, can you destroy this tree for something? Or is there a secret path this way? That sort of thing. They use it as an exploratory concept.
Yeah, we do have something like that. It's a sort of midway between the third-person perspective and the shooter looking through scope type perspective, which is basically it's the targeting mode, so that whatever you point at is what you shoot. Whereas ordinarily, if you're just running around, you auto-target. Now, I mean, you can turn off the auto-targeting thing in the options too, but I have mine on because, frankly, it's just a lot easier, especially in space. Goodness, there are so many different powers on your ship and your bridge officer's skills and so forth. It's a script, basically.
Yeah.
So I actually use that in space combat, that every time I...
Well, with some of the bosses in the Phantasy Star Universe game that I was talking about, they have on the arm might not net you as much damage as, say, the bright glowing red ball on the top of his friggin' head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. We have a skill that's part of one of our specializations in Star Trek Online called